Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we have a very interesting update on Bitcoin, as this specific announcement slash upgrade that is happening soon could be ridiculously big for Bitcoin, and specifically the Bitcoin price. So today we're going to be talking about that, as obviously everything that happens to Bitcoin is reflected onto the altcoin market. And this means if you are an XRP holder, Ethereum holder, VeChain holder, ADA holder, whatever you are, this matters for you. All right, to start off here, guys, I have a quick question. Do you actually hold Bitcoin? I've noticed that when I ask the people that watch these videos, very often it's only a small portion that actually hold Bitcoin. So, let me know in the comment section down below by typing yes or no. And also, if you are enjoying these episodes, make sure you press that like button. Taproot Upgrade 2017. If you have no idea what this is about, it's just a Bitcoin upgrade. Like, some new ideas are brought into the Bitcoin network, and the community has to decide whether or not it will pull through, and they'll update to this newer version or not, or reject it. The thing is, with such an upgrade in a system like Bitcoin, you can actually decide to not upgrade while others do upgrade, and that's actually how you get a split or a hard fork. Like, for example, Bitcoin Cash. You can actually see Bitcoin Cash as a disagreement where some party wanted to upgrade or change something, and the other party didn't. So, boom, it split up into two. Now, with SegWit, there was a lot of criticism, as again there was an entire civil war over whether or not this should be pulled through. There were a lot of really scary parts about it, and even though that happened, it was announced right here, the price actually went up about 50% over the next couple of weeks until the update itself happened. In these words, Bitcoin increased by approximately 52% from the day it was announced on July 21st to the 24th of August 2017 when it was finally activated. SegWit Segregated Witness was proposed on 21st of July and pulled through on August 24th, and within that time again, the price went up about 50%. Right now, people are kind of looking at this Taproot upgrade, which is again the newest upgrade for Bitcoin, which was announced a couple of days ago. The first major upgrade for Bitcoins in like 4 years or so. And again, people are saying that that might kind of copy what we saw back at that time. Now, Taproot is set to go live on November 2021. A major point to note is that this upgrade has received almost a universal go-ahead from the miners in comparison to a complete civil war and a lot of criticism. The upgrade will allow smart contracts to be run on the network efficiently at the fraction of a cost, which was, or at least is going to be a really, really interesting proposal. Everybody's liking it. Again, there's always some criticism over updates, as you're going to scrutinize security and the workload and everything. So people are really averse when it comes to upgrades, but this one is really received quite properly. Now, there's one reason why I would say, no, maybe two, that I would say this is going to pull through and become amazing. One would be, we saw it in the past, right? An upgrade happened 4 years ago. People were really excited about it. Why not now? Since, again, the upgrade now is even better. And I guess point number two specifically, the upgrade itself is such a huge deal, so it should be a really beautiful and bullish thing for Bitcoin. Now, one reason I would kind of be contradictory is because back in this time, we were actually in a bull trend when it already happened, and so saying that this price increase is because of the upgrade is definitely hard to say. And right now, since we are in a uptrend, but kind of debatable because of the last couple of weeks, it's also for me pretty hard to determine whether or not the price will actually go up because of it. And if it does, is it going to be because of the upgrade or just because the price was meant to go there? Like, it's pretty damn difficult to say exactly on that point. But I personally do speculate that people will be buying into Bitcoin. Again, we're talking about the big guys. We're not talking about people like that just heard about Bitcoin. They don't care about these upgrades. They don't know what it does. I'm talking about the big whales, about the billionaires, and about the people that have 100 to 10,000 Bitcoin, aka whales, who are most likely just a lot more excited now to be holding Bitcoin, purely because of this upgrade, which again is a really big deal. Now, again, to kind of support that, I already told you guys in the previous video, I had some articles to back this all up, right? By the way, guys, if you aren't yet, right now is the best time. No, I mean, the best time was an hour ago, but the on one best time is to subscribe to the channel right now with that notification bell on. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you put that notification bell on. It is worth it to be notified every time that something happens. So, the World Bank has rejected El Salvador's request to implement Bitcoin as a legal tender. It's actually quite interesting because there's such a huge debacle about this right now. People are going mad about it. The World Bank has rejected El Salvador's request for help as the country seeks to become the first nation in the world to implement Bitcoin as legal tender. Quote, "While the government did approach us for assistance on Bitcoin, this is not something the World Bank can support given the environmental and transparency shortcomings," a spokesperson of the World Bank said. "We are committed to helping El Salvador in numerous ways, including for currency transparency and regulatory processes." The statement comes after El Salvador's finance minister Alejandro Zelaya said Wednesday that the country had approached the international lender for technical assistance on its adoption of Bitcoin. The country is keeping the US dollar also as its official currency, but President Nayib Bukele has touted the crypto's potential to cut down on transaction fees for Salvadorians overseas. So it could be really interesting. They're talking about remittances here, which does make me sometimes think about XRP. I'm actually also kind of wondering, do you guys also hold XRP? I know a lot of the people that watch the Bitcoin videos actually are purely Bitcoin holders, but of course I hold both. And you know that whenever we're talking about remittances and cutting costs, Bitcoin is not the best, all right? I mean, upgrades that are continuing on right now are also not going to fix this. Even though this is going to allow for a lot of capabilities, it's not going to get the cost down lower unless they explicitly choose to do so by getting rid of the mining or something like that. But as of this point, whenever I see remittances like that, I think of XRP, but that one is really not mentioned that much because it hasn't gotten the proper clarity in the US, or I should say it differently. If you don't have proper clarity in the US, not the biggest deal, but having a lawsuit going on in the United States, where again the main company is from, yeah, that's definitely not that. That's definitely not helping them. Let's put it like that. But I just told you guys there's a whole debacle about this because hey, I told you guys before, Snowball effect, right? Look at this. Paraguay official plans to legislate Bitcoin next month. Carlitos Antonio Rejala Elman says that Paraguay will create Bitcoin legislation in July. Hellman, a Paraguay official, is planning to introduce Bitcoin legislation in July. Hellman previously hinted at this in June when he suggested a project involving Bitcoin and PayPal. One of Paraguay's top entertainment companies, Grupo 5, is also planning to accept Bitcoin and other crypto, and, well, to be honest with you, this is just a really nice thing. I can't say anything negative about it, except for the fact that this is just where the snowball effect comes in. The news comes after another related development. Grupo 5, one of Paraguay's largest entertainment companies, is planning to accept cryptocurrency next month. They will accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, SHIB, and Chilis, which does make you wonder exactly what is going on inside their head. I mean, if you're accepting SHIB, but not Doge, and Chilis, but not, I don't know, not like an XRP or any other top crypto, I mean, there's definitely something interesting going on. Then again, you can see some reason as to choosing them, right? I mean, SHIB is, again, for the memes right now, one of the biggest ones, and Chilis, it's fan tokens. So, well, if you're a fan, or you have any fan tokens, it might, be in the same type of area as the Grupo 5 is trying to kind of reach people from. So whatever, right? Whatever. Then we got a NASCAR driver, Landon Castle, to receive a salary in Bitcoin and Litecoin. This is actually the first guy I've ever seen in the NASCAR industry that's actually chosen for this type of option, and also the first guy I've seen that wants his money in Litecoin. I mean, out of every crypto, why would you choose Litecoin? Not exactly sure about that. A little bit earlier, there was this announcement of NFTs with McLaren, or McLaren launching some NFTs over on Tezos. I just saw that. I didn't really want to make a big fuss about it because honestly, I don't really care. But I thought, you know what, maybe you guys want to hear about it. Then there's this new article which came out. Bitcoin is cheap relative to its trend, says Pantera CEO Dan Moorhead. To be honest, guys, we've covered quite a lot of quote-unquote trends over the last couple of weeks, and it's actually almost impossible to say whether or not these trends actually predict anything or not. Dan Moorhead says, for new investors, it's best to buy when the market is well below trend. Now is one of those best times. Bitcoin has only been in this cheap relative to its trend 20.3% of the past 11 years. more perspectives on the market timing in our June investor letter, but this is just their idea. 11-year trend, right now it's ridiculously cheap because of how far we've gone down. Hey, what can I say about it, man? What can I say about it? And there's also investors who sell on China bans usually end up bummed because, well, this is the return since China bans disruptive tech. Usually, right? Usually, China bans things a couple of times or lets go of a statement like that and people sell like crazy. Very often, though, they're doing that because they know those things are going to kind of flow out of control. My thoughts are that China bans a lot of stuff which, again, might be harmful to their economy or whatever. I don't really care exactly why they ban stuff, but logically speaking, they ban a lot of stuff which they think is going to be disruptive or have a lot of influence or give a lot of people something new, so to speak. I don't want to say too many foul words, but I mean, Twitter, Facebook, Google, Snapchat, and Bitcoin, you can kind of all feel the story coming with those. They were all technologies which were just taken quickly before some of the bigger spikes. Like Facebook was really big in 2009, don't get me wrong, but over the last, okay, I guess maybe last 3 years, no, but over the next 8 years, 9 years, it just grew to such a behemoth. Twitter right now is still extremely popular, even though a lot of people have actually given up on that one. Google is more popular than ever. Snapchat is more popular than ever. I'm not sure if that's actually the truth either, but you guys get the idea, right? They've just grown ridiculously much, and China was there early. I mean, there's most likely 1,000 other companies which they banned, which never ended up anywhere, but this disruptive tech, which you already feel kind of. It's like with Twitter, Facebook, and Google, and even Snapchat. I was using it all since kind of the start, right? Because a lot of these technologies, they grow really quickly at the start already because, well, you wouldn't know about them if there weren't already a lot of people on it, basically. And one of the fun parts about it, I guess, is that you already sometimes feel what is going to just grow crazy and what's going to kind of fail. And I believe China also doesn't really ban everything purely because maybe now things have changed, right? 15 years later. But back in the day, they most likely had to ban stuff which they really thought was going to make a big difference because you don't want to just ban everything unless you're really going to make a stance that you just ban everything. And I believe China has gotten more on the stance right now of we want to be really, really careful with all of this stuff. But they also, of course, a little while ago, wanted to become the world powerhouse of taking over the U.S., basically, their number one position in terms of technology and industry. So, of course, they couldn't just ban anything and everything, but whatever. Point being, don't just think because China bans it that it can't go anywhere. A lot of technologies that we use right now today were banned or are still banned in China, and nobody really cares about it. Bitcoin miners in China, kind of funny enough, are actually planning to go even greener. We saw before that Elon Musk has been schooled by Jesse Powell that he should look Bitcoin up a little bit better or how the mining works because it's actually a lot greener than he thinks. Well, China's actually put a little bit of a top on top of that even, saying, you know what, we're going to make it even more green. It's kind of funny. A little bit ago, we saw that China was putting up a lot of different actions to make sure those farms and mining things are taken down because they're using a lot of electricity or using sources for energy generation that aren't really ethical in those areas. And China was trying to fix that and even really, really went on some heavy regulation to fix it all. Right now, they've put another step forward towards it. Are they going to fix it? I think so. I think China can definitely get that done. As I've told you guys before, they like to ban stuff. And I personally think, too, if they can't fix it all, they might just be like, you know what, you're banned. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to flow through, but I do believe they'll get their stuff sorted through easy or hard fist, I don't know, but iron fist, whatever, they'll get it done. All right, China will get it done. Or they could just make up some numbers and we'll believe it because we don't know how to actually fact check them. Who cares, right? Who cares? China letting go of this statement, though, is a nice little thing. Let's take it as it is, right? Let's not dig too deep. Let's not find or try to find too many conclusions in the background. Let's just keep it for what it is. We know a ton of weak hands are coming to this space. A lot of people will act on news, like, for example, a ban by selling crypto. But ultimately, a lot of the stuff which you see in the news is meant to make you feel a certain way. Ultimately, as long as you hold through, I personally believe you'll be fine. Then again, that's not financial advice, it's just my opinion, as again, I can't really know. I just know that if you're a trader, okay, you're all going to be good because you've most likely done your research. But if you're not a trader, but you're not really a holder either, you're just a person who just got into crypto, I would say follow the news to know which cryptos to buy and maybe when a good time to buy into it is. Like right now, most of us are saying it's really looking good to actually buy some more crypto. But don't use the news to just quickly sell and try buy back cheaper or sell and get out of it completely. I would say news is a lot better for good buying opportunities. Selling is so difficult because, well, they're gonna always make you want to sell it, right? You can say people always want you to buy it. Those articles are primarily made to make you sell, right? A lot of articles meant to make you buy. I mean, who really cares if you buy or sell crypto, right? Only the people that can make a lot of freaking money with that. And if you're gonna buy something, it doesn't really have the same effect as if you're gonna sell something, which ultimately they make a lot more money with, or different money, because most people are inherently bullish on this technology. If you're not into the tech at all, most people don't actually short it if you're, again, have no affiliation with it. So kind of from origin, people have a bias for the price to go up, and so it's better for them. Let's just kind of take this in as it is. It's better for them to make you sell than to buy, because again, they can easier make money with that. Point being, don't believe all the news, or at least believe the news as if it's the truth, but don't believe that it's all of a sudden or always going to take Bitcoin down. And even if the price goes down a little bit, it budges, it doesn't mean that that's the way it's supposed to go, or that it's going to keep going on like that for forever. I had another article right here, but a little trading view somewhere. I can't really find it anymore. To talk about the trading view price real quick, I mean, I can always tell you guys the example of a couple of days ago. We broke out towards the downside. We're, by the way, really close to a golden cross, which people keep, fuzzing me about here. The price went down, broke out towards the downside. This was a fake out because of all this regulatory uncertainty and people getting scared. If you sold there, though, and trying to buy back cheaper at like 20,000, like some people were saying, well, you right now would have been out of crypto, right? Then again, right now, should we sell all our crypto? It's really hard to say. I personally am of the opinion we broke out towards the upside. This is just a normal correction within the bigger uptrend that's forming right now, building a newer low within the bigger picture. But who knows, right? Who knows? There's so many different factors for so many different things. XRP, by the way, following along with this moving average like there. It's pretty interesting how that one is moving along, but all right. That was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.